of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. The Muchinga Investment Forum and Expo 2025 has promoting investment for a green and healthy environment through sustainable development. My name is Nawali Vlahakis, your Director of Ceremony. Once again, we welcome you. At this point, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to draw your attention to a video. If you look to my left, my immediate left, we do have a screen there. And for our delegates right at the back, onto your left-hand side is a screen that will showcase a profile of Muchinga province, just to help us appreciate what is in Muchinga province and the potential that it has for investment. I would like to draw your attention to the screen now.
In the heart of Zambia lies a land of boundless opportunity, a region where potential meets possibility. Muchinga province is one of Zambia's last untapped frontiers, waiting to write its next chapter in economic history. Domestically, Muchinga province neighbors Northern Province, Luapula province, and Central province. The province derives its name from the Muchinga escarpment, a significant geological feature that runs through the region, characterized by its meandering terrain and stunning landscapes. The province, whose capital is Chinsali, covers approximately 87,806 square kilometers with a population of 922,212, resulting in a population density of about 11 people per square kilometer. The province is often regarded as the cradle of Zambia's independence movement. Donald Siwale founded the first welfare society in Mwenzo, Nakonde district in 1912, advocating for black rights under colonial rule. The province produced prominent political figures, including Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, the first Republican president, Simon Mwanza-Kapwepwe, the first vice president, and Michael Chilufesa.
Province is a province that was created in 2011 by the late former President Michael Sata, and then it has its own dynamics, or rather it's about 8 province districts, and then it has 19 chiefdoms that are active. And then in this Muchinga province, we have so many things that to 19th September 2025, we should have or host the program called Expo, or should we have an Expo program? And then in this area, when we talk about mining, we have got different kinds of minerals that we have in this area. We have minerals like gold, we have minerals like copper, we have minerals like manganese, and then these other minerals that are just common on the ground. And then farming area, actually we vary or small scale. And then this is the time when we are calling for major commercial farmers who can come and invest in our province. And then tourism sector, actually we enjoy this sector because in this area, this is where Luangwa North and Luangwa South are sitting. It's Bangweulu wetlands, where we have the national parks, and then we are managing some GMO areas in Mukungule and the same wetlands there. And then we also have the areas like Mutinondo Bay Sanctuary, where you can watch all species of birds that you may wish to mention. Muchinga also borders with Tanzania as well as Malawi, and then it has got the a very good advantage strategically when it comes to transport because it is on Tazara as well as the Great North Road starting from Nakonde to Daba. So basically this is a province where you can enjoy investing and enjoy also touring.
The province is elongated from southwest to northeast and sits astride the Muchinga escarpment, which forms the divide between the Zambezi River and the Congo River drainage systems. Key rivers, such as the Luango River, which is the major tributary of the Zambezi and the Chambeshi River, draining into Lake Bangweulu, part of the Congo Basin. The climate is generally moderate, with reliable rainfall patterns, placing the province in agroecological zone 2 and 3, which are favorable.
We have the tourism, mining, energy, value addition, and also manufacturing and forestry. So in all these areas, these are areas of potential investment for a district.
5,000 square kilometers of opportunity and a growing population of eager workers, Muchinga represents the perfect convergence of resource abundance and market accessibility. Join us on a journey through Zambia's next economic frontier, where agriculture, tourism, mining, and energy converge to create unprecedented possibilities for those with the courage to invest in the future of Muchinga. Muchinga's fertile soil and favorable climate create ideal agricultural prosperity. With over 20,000 hectares already earmarked for transformative projects, the province is poised to become Zambia's breadbasket. Witness Zam Palm, where a world-class plantation and outgrower scheme is taking shape, creating jobs, empowering communities, and generating unprecedented growth for the province.
Zam Palm Limited is the first ever oil palm plantation in Zambia. It has a total of 20,000 in terms of planters. Now, what is under cultivation is 3,800 somewhere there. Zampam also we are supporting 1,700 outgoer farmers who is adding to Zampam action. Now, you may be interested to know who are our off-takers. So, or where do we sell our off-takers present here in Zambia? At the moment, we are not satisfying the international market.
Beyond palm trees, Muchinga offers diverse opportunities in crop production, livestock, and specialized agriculture, all supported by abundant water resources and commitment to sustainable practices. Beyond.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, a profile of Muchinga province. It is great to note that this province has a lot to offer. And of course, we note that in the remarks that were delivered by the President of the Republic of Zambia, just Parliament, under the theme, Consolidating Economic and Social Prosperous, Resilient and Equitable Zambia, in his remarks, the President committed to ensuring that the national mission of building a prosperous Zambia, job opportunities are available for all, was to be actualized. And it's good to see that such expos give us an opportunity of Muchinga province would like to embark on. But another thing that was worth the note during the various business clinics was also that the traditional leadership was very receptive and welcoming to ensure that they do partner with the government as well as the different investors in bringing investment into this part of the country. And with that said, we again recognize the presence of our traditional leaders that are here. I take the honor and the privilege also of noting the presence of Senior Chief Mukuni as well as Chief Hamusonde, who are in our midst. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we lead with our purpose. As earlier mentioned, we had a lot of business conversations, and it is only right that I call upon a representative from Muchinga Chamber of Commerce to come through and deliver his remarks. Let's give him a round of applause. This is none other than Mr. Michael Nyirenda, who is the Muchinga Chamber of Commerce President.
Thank you very much. My name is Michael Nyirenda. I'm the Vice President for Muchinga Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here delivering a general remarks speech from Muchinga Chamber of Commerce. Chamber of Commerce and Industry, President Mr. Anthony Kabaye, the Chamber President Isoka, Chinsali, and Impika, where I come from. On behalf of the Muchinga Provincial Chamber of Commerce and Industry, it is my profound privilege to welcome you all to this auspicious occasion, the Muchinga Trade and Exposition. This event stands as a testament to our collective commitment to fostering economic growth, innovation, and beyond. I extend my deepest gratitude to His Excellency, the President of Zambia, for gracious officiation. Your presence, Mr. President, not only elevates the significance of this exposition, but also reaffirms your administration's dedication to promoting trade and investment in our nation. We are honored to have you here today. To our esteemed investors, traders, manufacturers, farmers, miners, and entrepreneurs, we express our heartfelt appreciation for your active participation. Your contributions are backbone of this exposition, and we are confident that the connections made here will translate into meaningful partnerships and business opportunities. To our revered traditional leaders and leaders to other faiths, we thank you for your presence. Your support underscores unity, collaboration in our pursuit of economic development. This exposition is more than just products and services. It is a platform for dialogue, innovation, and growth. Over the past few days, we have witnessed remarkable displays of local and foreign ingenuity, creativity, and resilience, from agricultural innovations to manufacturing prowess. Our exhibitors have demonstrated potential for our province and our country. The importance of this event cannot be. It is a clear demonstration of what can be achieved when stakeholders come together with a shared vision. By promoting trade and investment in Muchinga province, we are not only creating economic opportunities, but also laying the foundation for sustainable development that will benefit generations to come. As we move forward, I urge all stakeholders, private sector and development partners to continue working together to harness the potential of our province. Let us build on the momentum generated here to attract more investments, create jobs, and improve livelihoods. On behalf of the Muchinga Provincial Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to His Excellency, the Republican President, our sponsors, organizers, and all participants in resounding success. Your support has been invaluable, and we truly grateful. As we close this exposition, we do so with a renewed sense of purpose and optimism. We look forward to future events that will further cement our partnerships and drive our economic agenda. Let us live here hard to achieve greater heights and determined to make Muchinga province a hub of economic activity and innovation. With these remarks, I declare Muchinga trade worldwide. May God bless you and endeavors and guide us towards a prosperous future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those were remarks delivered by Mr. Michael Nyirenda, representing the President of the Muchinga Chamber of Commerce. Let's give him another round of applause. An exposition and investment forum like this one is not possible without cooperating partners and sponsors. Therefore, I would like to call upon our platinum sponsor, Mr. Chairperson, Chalwe Border Development Zone and Lower Consult. Let's give him a round of applause as he comes through to deliver his remarks.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rene Hudson-Mills. I am board chairman of the Chalwe Border Development Zone. I am a Ghanaian owing to my father's parentage and a Hungarian to my mother's nationality, but a Zambian by marriage and investment works. My father worked at Ndola Central Hospital in the 1980s as chief gynecological officer, and I visited him first in 1986 in Ndola. I was supposed to be in Ndola only for a month. I stayed for 2 years. During those 2 years, I learned my English, and I played for the Zamshore basketball team. My love for Zambia and the region is entrenched in the pioneering work we did with the very first infrastructure PPP in both Zambia and DRC, namely the Kasomene-Umwenda Toll Road project. This project will link the Copperbelt, Luapula province, and Katanga to Dar es Salaam, providing a shorter, easier access to the port of Dar es Salaam for the region. Although I am no longer involved in the project, I sold my shareholding to a fellow Hungarian citizen. The opportunity and impact of this project, which we realized when Zambia signed our concession in 2015, made a national dream come true. I spoke 8 years ago at the Luapula Expo, the inaugural Provincial Investment Expo in Zambia. And it is with very profound privilege to speak here at the Muchinga Expo today. Zambia is a land of opportunity, and its record of good and visionary leadership at all times makes this nation a desirable destination for global investment capital. For example, although I exited the Kasumeno-Mwenda Toll Road project, the proceeds from that sale, 95% I'm reinvesting in Zambia, as it's my second home. And during my investments here in Zambia, I keenly make sure that I have local participation in my businesses. In particular, my vision is to have 3 multi-facility economic zones at very strategic border crossings of Zambia. And in these partnership, I have partnered with royal establishments. And I thank the support of these chiefs. We are also, my company is also interested in developing and acquiring a concession for the Kapirimposhi to Chingola segment of the Tazara and Zambia railways, because I want to link the Lobito corridor to the Tazara railway network. And I think these investments will bring job opportunities to Zambians, and I wish Zambia all the best. Mr. President, the works of our companies and my vision would not have been possible without the support of my team, in particular Marcus Ascott and Joseph Maupu, who is the Executive Director of Lua Consult, and I would like him to come up here and say 2 sentences, if I may. Thank you.
In 2017, I worked for Luapula Provincial Administration, organizing the first Provincial Investment Expo. And today, we are happy to be here as local investors that have partnered with Mr. Rene Hatton Mills and team. Our success, Mr. President, is a testimony that indeed provincial expos work. And the past 7 years have been a lot of work for us, particularly tapping into the opportunities and support of traditional leadership. And as Lua Consult, we'll be here in Muchinga to hold your hand, because the success of the expo begins after today. It's the follow-ups that are going to be vigorously linked, and we'll be here as Lua Consult to open an office to provide consultancy to their Royal Highnesses to tap in provincial administration and central government's work. And in here, Mr. President, we have the chairperson from Mwinilunga Town Council, representing His Royal Highness Chief Kakoma. We have His Royal Highness Chief Mulundu and his Development Trust, as well as Chief Mukuni. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for continuing the legacy of expos, and we'll be here to work very hard for a better Zambia. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those were remarks delivered by representatives from Lua Consult, our platinum sponsors. I would also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge all the sponsors that have made the Muchinga Province Expo a success. Let's give them a round of applause. It is my honor and privilege to call upon the Provincial Minister, Muchinga Province, Honorable Njavwa Simutowe MP, to deliver his remarks. Let's welcome him.
Thank you very much. Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, President of the Republic of Zambia, Secretary of the Cabinet, your Royal Highnesses, Senior Chief Unkula, and other traditional leaders present, Cabinet Ministers present, Permanent Secretary present, United Party for National Development, National Management Committee, and other political parties present, members of the Provincial Joint Operation Committee, Your Worship, the Mayor of Chinsali and other council chairpersons present, honorable members of Parliament present, district commissioners, local consult and other sponsors present, senior government officials, heads of Zambia present, heads of prostate organization, the clergy, captains of industries, distinguished members of the press, may I simply say, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to begin by expressing my great delight and honor as Muchinga Province to host this Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, and indeed other delegates from diverse backgrounds at this inaugural Muchinga Province Investor Forum and Exposition taking place here in our beautiful town of Chinsali. May I also take this opportunity to mention that we have received our brothers and sisters from Tanzania and Democratic Republic of Congo who have come to support us by participating in this momentous event. On behalf of the people of Muchinga Province, and indeed on my own behalf, I take this opportunity to warmly welcome you all to Muchinga Province Investment Forum and Exposition, which is being held under the theme Promoting Investment for a Green and Healthy Environment for Sustainable Development. In line with the theme of this significant event, Your Gracing Sir, I wish to highlight that the province has placed emphasis on promoting of sustainable and renewable energy by attracting investment in solar energy in various sites will accommodate the solar ventures. Mr. President, distinguished delegates, this gathering has hosted industry leaders, entrepreneurs, visionary from business landscape, and this makes this event truly special to us. Arising from this mix of delegates, the event will provide fresh perspectives which will foster collaboration in Muchinga Province and the country at large. Muchinga Province, through new, is highly endowed with vast natural resources which remain untapped. Allow me to emphasize that the fruits which shall come from this seed being planted today will not just be for Muchinga alone, but for Zambia as a whole. This owing the belief and reality that every province that unlocks its potential contributes to the collective national cross-domestic product. When Muchinga grows, and indeed other provinces grows, therefore we are very grateful that different entities and have shown great interest to contribute to must anticipate opening and Muchinga province. As area sustainable sport stage and is regard age or intended is not to abandon the baby just after this event, continued collaboration until the province picks up all the economic endeavors. As a province, we shall remain steadfast and do everything within our means and facilitate establishment of our investment in various sectors. Muchinga is vast, covering an area of 87,860 square kilometers, which is about 11% of the total land mass of Zambia. This entails there is enough room for all ventures. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to conclude by few remarks by stating that after this exposure, some of you will come and partner in realizing the great potential and game parks, mineral sources, water bodies. Others will invest in our people to ascend their energy and unleash their hidden. I should just hasten to state that provincial administration will remain open and supportive to the would-be investors. My office has an open door policy and is ready to offer more clarity and guidance on the various investment areas and sites. To all who supported and contributed to the preparations of this event, your support will not go unnoticed or unappreciated, and every coin will count. We shall ever remain indebted to your great support. Lastly, may I take this opportunity to thank government, Rural Consult, NAPSA, Biocarbon, Partners Limited, IDC, PICA, Silviculture, and other sponsors for the valuable support without which it was going to be impossible to organize this special event. With these few remarks, I once more thank you for joining us. Let us make this productive, inspiring, and truly memorable experience, and wish you a safe stay as we interact among one another. I thank you. May God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, Muchinga Province, Honorable Njavwa Simutoe, MP. Ladies and gentlemen, very soon we will have the keynote speech that will be delivered by our guest of honor, the President of the Republic of Zambia. I would like to mention that the Muchinga Province Expo has been a success, having recorded over 90 exhibitors with 20 international exhibitors, including neighboring Tanzania and the Democratic Republic of Congo. With that said, I would like to also just take note of the presence of Ambassador Lieutenant General Matthew Edward Nkingule, High Commissioner of the United Republic of Tanzania to the Republic of Zambia, and non-resident Ambassador of the United Republic of Tanzania to the Republic of Angola. Let's give him a round of applause. It is my honor and privilege at this point to call upon the Honorable Minister responsible for Commerce, Trade and Industry, Honorable Chipokamalenga, MP, who will deliver his remarks but also take the honor of calling upon our guest of honor to deliver his speech. A round of applause.
His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. District.H, the Honorable Minister of Small and Medium Enterprises, Honorable Elias Muvanga, the Minister of Science and Technology, Honorable Felix Mutati, the Provincial Minister for Muchinga Province, Honorable Simutoe, their Royal Highnesses coming in from different parts of our country joining us here today, Secretary to the Cabinet represented by Special Duties Permanent Secretary, officers from the various defense wings in our midst, the Mayor of Muchinga, and other district commissioners joining us from various districts in our midst. Your Excellency, allow me also to recognize the presence of our sponsors here in our midst from various institutions. Your Excellency, let me also recognize the presence of our national, provincial, district and ward UPND leaders here in Muchinga province in Chinsali district. Let me also take this opportunity to thank our colleagues coming in from various institutions like the media that have come to cover us. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to ride on the protocols that have been established in case I have left out anyone. Good afternoon. Mr. President, we are here today to celebrate the inauguration, the first ever Muchinga Business Expo that we are hosting here today. We are not alone, Your Excellency. We have been joined by colleagues like His Excellency, the Tanzanian Ambassador to Zambia. And we've also been joined by colleagues from the business fraternity coming in from Tanzania and the DRC, as well as other neighboring communities that have joined us here today. I have very little words to say before I call on the President to come on board. But allow me to say this that has intrigued me or compelled me to say something that is important. With consistency, Mr. President, you have said we need to work in a structured way if we have to develop our country. It is the more reason why, Mr. President, we want to appreciate and also leaders from the public, where we see government officials sitting in one place with chief leaders, with chiefs or leaders of the communities that we have. We have heard by my earlier speakers who say that in their investment portfolios, they're including chiefs as part of the investment or part of the investors that they have. Your Excellency, you have continued to demonstrate why chiefs should also be a part of the vision in bringing prosperity in our economy, where you've even led the way by empowering our chiefs with farming support equipment and implements so that they will be the leaders to demonstrate how prosperity should be. This vision that you have brought, there is a buy-in from the business community. In various investment portfolios, our chiefs are being a part, which demonstrates that government and chiefs are working together. And it is the more reason why, Your Excellency, at this expo, we have a number of chiefdoms that are being represented from different districts and different chiefdoms. Your Excellency, your word has been very consistent, and you've continued to say to us, every district, every province must be its own economy. Your Excellency, thank you for that leadership, and thank you very much to the provincial leadership that has set up this expo together. Mr. President, in your inaugural speech when you were elected as President of the Republic of Zambia, you emphasized the need of Zambians working together, also working in partnerships with the region, the neighbors and others. It is a more reason why today, Mr. President, we, your public servants, saw it important that we include our neighbors to come and work together with us to see opportunities that they can invest in our country, where we can have a linkage between Zambia using Muchinga province, linking it to the east, the DRC and Tanzania. Your Excellency, allow me with these remarks to continue to appreciate and draw lessons from everyone that is in here on how best we can make Muchinga a province that can contribute to the growth of the GDP of this country. Mr. President, my beloved chiefs and other leaders in our midst, with these remarks, as we continue to appreciate the provisions, the comparative advantages in the mining sector, agriculture, and tourism of the province, let me also take this opportunity to ask everyone else to stand and welcome His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, to deliver his keynote address. Mr. President, sir.
You may take your seats, please. Thank you very much. Please do take your seats. Let me acknowledge the Royal Highnesses that are here, represented by the local Royal Highnesses, Chinsali, Muchinga, and those from other provinces. Let me recognize my cabinet colleagues that are present, and also our hosts, the Provincial Minister from Muchinga, for hosting us here. Let me acknowledge all the leaders, members of parliament that are present, council mayors, chairpersons, of course councillors, public sector officers, in central government, local government. Let me acknowledge the sponsors of this platform that brought us here together. Let me acknowledge truly the religious leaders that are here. The Board of Trustees, all of us, we are recognized. Let me recognize also my fellow farmers here in Muchinga that are present, who have done a tremendous job to answer the call to produce more food for our people. You have surpassed the targets that we gave you. In fact, you gave yourselves. So I want us to put our hands together to clap for the farmers of Muchinga. A house without food is a troubled house. So a province without food is a troubled province, is a troubled country. So thank you very much for your presence and your hard work. Leaders of industry that are here, all of my colleagues seated here that are representing us in one way or another, and also to basically simply say the media for always being present to carry the messages that we share with the people. Because here we are, we've been at the Expo, and we are speaking here. The province, the nation, the world is aware of what we're doing through the media. So we appreciate the presence of the media. Let me proceed by expressing how honored I am, how truly honored that I am to be invited, Yasimtoe, by you and the business leaders, Mr. Nyerenda and others, for inviting this fellow speaking here to be the guest of honor at the first ever Muchinga Province Investment Forum and Expo. First ever. Chair of the Investment Forum, you may stand up and just wave at the people. We really appreciate the work you have done. Please take your seat, and your team, and all of those that you've been working with, direct and indirect, for organizing this Expo, this Investment Forum, this Expo. First in this province. Muchinga is a newer province, yes, but you have started very well. So congratulations, congratulations for the good work that you've done. Sometimes our countries, there's great work that is done by many citizens, individuals and groups, and we tend to like demonizing fellow citizens for whatever reason. I'm not too sure where this culture is coming from, demonizing fellow citizens who are doing a great job. So it is important that we acknowledge all the bits and pieces that our citizens, our corporates, our traditional leaders, and indeed those that work in this country are doing. Let me also remember, so I don't get this one wrong, to appreciate the members of the diplomatic corps that are here, Tanzanian High Commissioner, who is present. You may wave at the people. You may wave at people. Asante sana. Asante sana. Thank you very much. He's a very active High Commissioner. I do follow what he does, taking a lot of interest in the country's welfare where he's posted. And I hope my own ambassadors can learn, our own ambassadors can learn that kind of way of working. So thank you very much. Please express our appreciation to my dear sister, Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, for allowing you to be here. And we wish her well in the elections that are coming next month or so, if I'm not wrong. So back to the issues. I am simply saying that this expo presents an opportunity to share different offerings that this province has, and I'll come to that in a moment. Let me step aside and thank the speakers that have said various things, but come back to the overall theme of what we as a country are pushing or driving forward. This country, having restored the rule of law, relatively, we still have trouble spots here and there, including in the illegal mining area, having achieved a large measure, 93–94% thereabout, of the debt restructuring, which you remember I called the Zambia Debt Restructuring Project as really our debt as a python, conscripting our necks, our chests, and our legs. That's how I define the debt mountain. Now we have worked so hard in the last couple of years we've been in office and have largely achieved the debt restructuring, allowing the country to return to normalcy, to solvency from insolvency, if I may use a technical term. Literally, this country was insolvent 4 years ago, so to say, even 3 years ago, because we only achieved the debt restructuring just about a year or so ago, after hard work. All these were building blocks, working to restore the mining sector, mines that have been out of commission, Kalengwa 47 years, 28 Shaft 23 years, out of commission, Mopani so many years, it was in comatose, KCM in liquidation. We brought these assets back into operation, into production, walking us towards the 3 million tons of copper as part of our journey, which I'll be describing just shortly, or summarizing just shortly. These measures, including now our battle in the energy sector, so that we can bring to an end this decapitating problem of energy shortages. Working on tourism, reviving tourism from arrivals of 550,000 people in 2021, around August, to 2.2 million arrivals last year, and soldiering on. What am I saying? I can continue. I am saying the country is now ready to take off economically and socially. That's a message. That's the overarching message that we as a country, government, traditional leaders, central government, if I may say, local government, all of us, private sector, working as one. And I emphasize this, Chair of the Investment Forum, that there is no segregation in this agenda. We're working as one Zambia family towards the agenda of economic growth and more growth. Very simple. Now, we know that growth will give us jobs. We know that growth will give us business opportunities. We know that growth will give us treasury income to support free education, to support CDF at 36.1 million from 1.6 million in 2021. I love my numbers because numbers don't lie. You can twist your tongue in so many ways, you can talk sweetly, but the numbers will expose you. Easy. The numbers will expose you. So the numbers don't lie. In order to support the sick, the old, the retired, those who live with disabilities, we need accelerated economic growth and more growth. Very simple. Now, let's come back to Muchinga. Each province of our 10 provinces, each of our 10 provinces must contribute to this growth agenda. Each of our 10 provinces must contribute to this growth agenda. That is why we're here in Muchinga at this investment forum and expo, to trigger, to activate accelerated growth inside this, our province, Muchinga. Investments, trade, more growth from Muchinga. I like telling the truth because it really tickles your mind. The growth of the Zambian economy currently is anchored on 5 provinces. This is not to send a different message. It is to motivate this province. A huge portion of the growth we are seeing in this country and the revenues are coming from Copperbelt, Lusaka, Copperbelt, Southern, Northwestern, and Central Province. That's a fact. Check your numbers. Now, what's happening in the other 5 provinces, including Muchinga? We want the potential here to be now realized. That is what brought us here, to trigger more growth from Muchinga. The resource endowments are there, such as what? Water. Water is life. Water is everything. Soils. I'm not talking about just desert soils. I'm talking about arable soils here. When I was younger, I was made to believe that the soils in Luapula, in Northern and Muchinga, then there was no Muchinga, in Northern and Luapula were not good soils. I grow up, I go to school, I start working, I start doing business. Now I'm in this role, I realize that that was a wrong perception. We have good soils here. We have good soils here. Avena Muchinga, tuletasha, lesali tupela, good soils. Tuletasha. We must appreciate that which God gave us. Water, soils, good soils, arable soils, grass. I was also made to believe that you can't keep cattle here because the grass is sour. In cattle, in livestock, we have what we call sweet belt, which is vegetable, and sour grass. Sweet, grass, belt, sour. It is not true. Here we can keep a lot of livestock in Muchinga. Tuletasha, Avena Muchinga. We must thank God for giving us these assets. What else? Look at the forest, the trees God gave us. What else? I know what Sixtus wants me to say. What sits below our feet? Minerals, copper, gold, precious stones. I believe we're potassium. Is that potassium in Isoka? Phosphate. Phosphate, thank you. Avena honorable. Mali nonka kulia. Ujana mwisho? Yeah. Endita. So, now I can go on and on. I am simply saying, to crown it all, God has given us people. The most important asset in any country is the people, the skills. That's the most important. Because you're going to have these resources. If you don't have the people and the skills to work these resources, kusuma kunaini, but I am here to provoke the people in this room. Director of Ceremonies. I'm not here to make people smile. I'm here to make people here to feel guilty that God loved us so much. Your Royal Highnesses, from Muchinga, from this province, God loved us so much. He's given us all these things. Now He's waiting for us to turn these resources into value. That's why we're here. Ganalanda fimbi nishindevepa. Ndevepa ubufi. This is what we want this province to do, to exploit these resources. My good friend Sixtus was telling me that let's create an ambition here to have one large copper mine. See if I was listening to you. I was listening. One large copper mine. Mbera first, Sixtus. He says 3 big mines we must have. One copper mine, big one, to drive the small mines, to support the small mines, to create more jobs in Muchinga. What else? One large gold mine. That's what he said to me. I was listening. Absolutely. Number 3, one large phosphate. Isn't it? In Isoka. How nice would it be that we have a large phosphate mine in Isoka? I know why he's saying that, because he's a mining man throughout. And Zambia and the area, I said, we must thank each other. I want this forum to express its appreciation. Please, Bamulenga, stand up and face the people. And face the people. Face this way. This gentleman worked for ZCCM. Retired from there, one of the top managers there. He didn't ask to be minister or to be DC or to be permanent secretary. He went to Luapula and is one of the few indigenous Zambians running a proper mine in Luapula. That's not enough. We must clap a little bit more for him. There is Dr. Sixtus Mulenga. And this government gives him all the support. That's the job of government. We will give investors here, micro investors, small investors, medium, large. Good friend, Mr. Kabai here. Because many of you thought that we farmers are just poor people. No. We make a bit of money. I'm honest. Yeah, genuine money. And this province has the potential. So we want micro businesses here, investors. We want small businesses. They're very important. We want large businesses, medium, large businesses here in Muchinga. This expo opens a door towards those businesses. Because we can create the jobs here. We have universities here. Robert Makasa. Train our children. Then they get employed here. But to do that, we need investments. Local investments, regional investments from Tanzania working with us, investors. Tazama, the port in Dar es Salaam. We own a port. We own the port facility in Dar es Salaam, which KK was given on our behalf by President Nyerere. When we came into office, I visited my sister, President Suluhu Hassan. She gave us another dry port facility, another piece of land. So we want to encourage us investing together in the region, especially this is neighborhood. Tunduma, Konde. If you go to Nakonde, you can't separate sometimes that this house is a Tanzanian house, this one belongs to a Zambian, which is one people. Until the Europeans split us in the 1800s, 18 something. One family. Let's invest together. We want to encourage that, you see. And that's why I appreciate other investors from different countries. Thank you, sir. And our own Vanyirende. Yes, sir. Yeah, and let's clap for Vanyirende. Thank you. Thank you, sir. He was telling me that HH, he and I were on the Cisco business together for some time, early days. Bambita Beshwega. Yes, I valid that we HH Afumakui. Afumakui, Ninanu, that one we Shiva. Afumakui. This is an old friend. And we understood the vision of agriculture in this country early on and the importance of seed. Today, wave at the people. Wave at the people. Wave at the people. Clap for him. Let's clap for him. You may take a seat. Today in the tent he was telling me, HH, we need to drive seed production into Muchinga to produce maize seed, to produce other seeds. You will be proud to know that today Zambia is the largest seed producer in the region. Seed comes from Seedco, some seed, Sinage, Pana, Pioneer, many other seed companies. But now is the time to move the production of the seed here in Muchinga. Here's the time. So he was telling me, I was listening. I didn't want to answer him. In my heart, I was doing Kwenyu. I was doing Kwenyu. I'm sure you tell each other what is Kwenyu. You can explain to each other. I can go on. For me, the development agenda of our country is an emotional issue. There's no reason Muchinga province should not produce enough goods and services to supply the needs in the province, surrounding provinces, and Zambia as a whole. There's no need. There's no reason, to be honest. Let me say there's no reason. Energy. We're talking about energy shortage, greening our economy. Generate energy from here. We need energy. If these mines were to open, as Dr. Mulenga said, you put up a big copper mine here, you need energy. Gold mine, you need energy, electricity. Phosphate mine, you need energy. After all, phosphate gives us a fertilizer. And again, we are proud to say 4 years down the road we've been in government, we are now moved from a net importer to a net exporter of fertilizer. We export to 8 countries in the region. It's a good story, colleagues. It's a good story. It's a good story. We want Muchinga to take its position in this growth agenda. That's why I'm explaining these things. We want mining to be done by Zambians. I must speak about mining here. But mining will only happen by following 4 rules. The rule book of 4, 1 is we mine legally. We don't want to fight in the pits because we don't know who owns the pit. Pits. Because you're not sure who owns the pit. And traditional leaders, in this area. There's only one licensing body for mines. It's the Ministry of Mines. There's no other. You may give a consent, but if you give a consent on a license owned by somebody and you give a consent to another person, you are creating war there. So we'll be talking when you come to Lusaka for a meeting. We want an orderly country. So 1, legal mining. 2, safe mining. We don't want our children to go in the pits in the morning. Following morning, they don't show up and they are dead bodies because the mine is not designed properly. Dr. Mulenga knows what I'm talking about. Benching the mine. And our kids go there looking for wealth and they die. Which father, which mother will send a child in the morning knowing that the child will not return home? They will be dead. Which parent will do a thing like that? A normal parent. And you expect the president of Zambia not to protect his own citizens and allow them to go and die. No, we want safe mining. 3, we want mining to be done formally. You produce gold, sell it in the formal market. You get a good price, 1. 2, the money comes into the economy and it contributes to growth. And it will help pay for 1 child government bursary, government loan at Robert Makasa University. That's a connection. That's a connection, colleagues. Abena Muchinga. So, formal mining. Number 4, security. We do not want Mpika there. We do not want Shiwangandu there. We don't want Isoka there to turn into Eastern DRC. Eastern DRC started like this. Insecurity, guns. When the security team went to Mufumbwe, Kikonge there, they found big guns there. What are the guns for there? How is it that you're doing business here and you're keeping a gun here? You don't need to be clever to know that that gun is to kill somebody. Not in this country. We need a stable, secure country. In there, they were even attacking our security men and women. I hear Friday, our security people went to a mine somewhere area and they were attacked. How do you attack security people keeping law and order? So you want to create a country of your own? So if each mining area it becomes a small country, what will happen to Zambia? There will be no Zambia, isn't it? Yes. If each mine area, Mufumbwe, Mpika, Shiwangandu, Mapatizia, Lusangazi, Isoka, there is a small country and militias control the area with guns. The minister can't go in. Even an investor proper can't go in. Security can't go in. I told the chiefs in the tent, Vankula, sooner or later you will not be allowed to enter there. They will gun you down. So Nishi, what will be the country be called now? Are we going to have the one Zambia, one nation, one people? Are we? That is a no-go area. That's why I'm saying know the connections. That is the meaning of that. So we support formal trade. We're issuing licenses to small artisanal mines as we are issuing to medium large-scale licenses. The Ministry of Mines will issue licenses and then we mine safely. And you sell your gold at a better price. And you don't use mercury, because one of the chiefs has raised a complaint that the streams are being polluted because of using wrong chemicals to process the mines. If we pollute our streams, where are we going to get drinking water from? Bakawai, where are we going to irrigate the seed from? Because you can't irrigate. Some countries, you cannot drink water from a bowl because it's all polluted. Let's preserve our country by responsible activities. I think Nina and Pafula. Yeah? But as I move to close, just to encourage Avena Muchinga, I was listening to my minister talking there, and I got my phone and went into internet to check the data. These phones, you see, they carry all the data you want about the world. So I checked. My minister tells me that Muchinga province, the size of Muchinga province is 87,000 square kilometers. Somewhere there. 87, eh? 87,000. So 87,000, 87,000 square kilometers. The size of Singapore is 735 square kilometers. Not even 1,000. Now, the size of the Singapore economy is $564 billion, which is less than 1,000 square kilometers. Here we have 87,000 square kilometers. So to learn that, no, let our investments go to 5 billion, 10 billion. No. When are we going to catch up with Singapore? So Muchinga province is bigger than Singapore. But Singapore's economy is 2,000, 3,000 times more than Muchinga. Back to the message I gave. We have everything in Muchinga. Natubombe. Natubombe. Not just kubomba, tubombeshe. Tevyo. Mule kutika. I like talking to people who are engaging. Mule kutika. Mule umvaini. So there is a parallel for you. The sky is not even the limit in Muchinga. Singapore is a small dot. You want another example? Israel is 22,000 square kilometers. 22. Muchinga is 3 times, more than 3 times. About 3 times, yes. Yes. Over 3 times the size of Israel. You want to know the economy of Israel? Mulebo bumva? Mulebo mwebe? Ni ulule? Ni ulule? Very good. It's you who's given me permission. The economy of Israel is $540 billion. So let's not talk about small numbers here. After this conference, as part of this conference, I want to see transactions, serious transactions. Chair, take note of who is committing to invest in what, which sector, how much. Your government will give you support. Full support. I think with these words and the challenge I've thrown to us all, not to some, but to us all, I hereby officially declare Investment Forum and Expo 2025 officially open. God bless Muchinga. God bless Zambia. God bless our region, Africa, and the world. Let's ampa them quite. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We may be seated. That was the keynote speech delivered by the President of the Republic of Zambia, officially opening the Muchinga Investment Forum and Expo 2025 under the theme Promoting Investment for a Green and Healthy Environment through Sustainable Development. A round of applause for the President. It's been an inspiring speech, challenging us to really remember that taking our country forward is in our hands. The President started his speech by just reminding us of how far we have gone in the debt restructuring agenda, allowing the country to return to normalcy. Some notable gains in the country, including 2.2 million arrivals in the tourism sector. He highlighted that the country is now ready to make progress economically and socially. Working as one Zambian family towards the economic growth agenda, we can achieve economic growth. Now, I quoted the President when he said, God loves us so much, He is waiting for us to turn these resources into value. I'd like for you to say that. Turn to your neighbor and say, God loves us so much, He is waiting for us to turn these resources into value. Now please turn to the other one and tell them, God loves us so much, He is waiting for us to turn these resources into value. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, as we head towards the end of the program, we will have a vote of thanks. It is my honor and privilege to call upon His Royal Highness Chilufya Mwamba, Acting Chitimukulu, to come and deliver a vote of thanks. Let's give him a round of applause.
Basha mfumu na bana mfumu na bonse mwe barongene pano twasekerela solwe kuli bashi muchindikwa ntamba lukuta kateka wacharo chino icha Zambia Hakainde Hichilema twasekelela na bantamba fyalo basha mfumu na bana mfumu abeshile pano bafilolo wabuteko abasumba obunonshi mu makwebo ababonfi babuteko wacharo cha Zambia na bonse mwebali pano. Your Royal Highnesses and all the people gathered here, kindly join in our gratitude to President Hakainde Hichilema for gracing this event. Join in our gratitude to exhibitors and investors at this event. In our gratitude to the provincial administration of Muchinga province for putting up such an opportunity-creating event. Join in our gratitude to everyone who has joined us here today for the Muchinga Investment Forum and Exposition. We, the perpetual owners of this land, are grateful. We have high expectations that the Expo will attract investment and development. The core agenda item of this week's events here in Muchinga is investment. Investment leads to social and economic changes. In their positive sense, social and economic changes lead to development. Development leads to improved quality of life. An improved quality of life is the foundation of peace. President Hakainde Hichilema, Your Royal Highnesses, all the people gathered here, kindly join in our gratitude to the provincial administration of Muchinga province for their peace-building efforts. Now, and as we are still on the topic of investment and peace-building, I wish to offer a parent's word to my subjects, Akebo Kamufyashi. And let us allow some history here. After the 1964 to 1965 anthropological field research in Ulubemba, Professor Andrew Roberts published a book in 1971 The title of the book was A History of the Bemba, Political Growth and Change in Northeast Zambia Before 1900. On the question of economic and social change, Professor Andrew Roberts observes on pages 291 to 292 of his book that, beginning of quote, colonial rule brought far-reaching economic and social changes which were not, for most part, to the advantage of the Bemba as a group. But for this very reason, it was of great importance that their pre-colonial system of chieftainship should have been preserved. End of quote. During the 66 years of colonialism, that is 1898 to 1964, Ulubemba was one of the least developed parts of northern Rhodesia. 61 years after independence, that is 1964 to 2025, Ulubemba is still one of the least developed parts of Zambia. To the sons and daughters of Ulubemba, the sons and daughters of Muchinga and northern provinces, external investment should complete internal investment. External investment will never be the singular source of development. Our ancestors taught that akashibwerera kumukoa libula. That is, once a leaf drops from a tree, it is gone forever, but a person must return home. Our ancestors also taught that akachira kambushi kasengula apokekele. That is, a goat's tail clears where it lies. A person must take care of home. Our ancestors also taught that aparele pumbwe para nunca. Wherever a he-goat sits, its scent must linger on. There must be evidence of a person's great works at home. Against the wisdom of Bemba ancients, today's Ababemba are characteristically not interested in investing back home. They are happier to create new Kasama in Lusaka and boast about it. They are happier to rub it in the faces of their tribal cousins that New Kasama and Chipata compound are at divorce. And that seems to bring a lot of pride to Ababemba. Beyond New Kasama back home, what is there to boast about? 61 years after independence, there are very few places in Ulubemba where one can point. Apa, parilele pumbwe. Behold, that is Umubemba's investment back home. It is former finance minister, Mr. Emmanuel Kasonde, and his strange farm in Malole, at his home village. Even after Mr. Kasonde Mukosa is long gone, and his farm is being redeveloped by Mr. Warachiti, one can see the massive investment that Mr. Kasonde put in. It is evident that parilele pumbwe. When you go to Mukosa, paranunka. It is Dr. Kingsley Chanda here in Muchinga, at Kawangwe village. The school infrastructure, electrification, massive investment. It is evident that parilala pumbwe. When you pass there, paranunka. It is Dr. Fred Membe in Shwangandu at Muika village. The infrastructure and the water reticulation brought at a very high cost. These are massive investment. It is evident that parilala pumbwe. When you go to Muika, paranunka. It is Mr. Chimfwembe Nkamba and his 20 farm here in Chinsali. The investment is huge. It is evident that Palilala Pumbwe, when you pass there, Paranunka. It is Professor Everest Njeresani, and the investment is currently making in Kasama. It is evident that Palilala Pumbwe, when you pass there, Paranunka. It is Mr. Matthew Chinga, popularly known as Match in Kasama, and in Mpika, his hospitality establishments in Kasama and in Mpika. His real estate properties all over Kasama, his milling company in Kasama, his office spaces on Mkulumpe Road in Kasama, his shopping complex on Imbara Road in Kasama, and his upcoming mini mall at the old Standard Chartered Bank space in Kasama CBD. These are massive investments. It is evident that Palilala Pumbwe, when you pass through all this Paranunka, and that is all. Where are the other sons and daughters of Lubemba, of the north, of Muchinga? Abana Luwansa, Abeni Mimena. Kindly take this as a fatherly call to duty. Duty that is diligently carried out comes with ipalo, a blessing. Twamulisa mfwe tatupa kusala. Thank you, President Hakainde Hichilema, for coming. Thank you, Royal Highnesses, for coming. Thank you, exhibitors and investors, for coming. Thank you, Muchinga Provincial Administration, for organizing this event. Thank you all for coming. We are committed to supporting any investment that will come out of this expo. May God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that word of thanks as delivered by Chilofia Mwamba, Acting Chitimokolo.